What's up, friends? Today we're talking about my love and hate relationship with movie theaters. Hello friends, I'm Tyler, welcome back to my channel, and I hope that you had a wonderful Halloween yesterday. 31 days of Halloween has finally come to a conclusion, but it's Friday, so we're back to our regularly scheduled program, and this is a subject that I've wanted to talk about for a while, but also didn't want to seem super bitter about it. I've finally had enough decent theater experiences in recent years that I think it can finally counteract the bad ones. So the conversation today, because I just wanted to, to get back into things, and since I already did 4 other videos this week, or well, I guess technically 5 if you count Sunday. So I didn't want to do anything too intensive, and so I figured just a good discussion about this would fit the bill. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about how much going to the theater has changed in recent years. I guess just to start off with everything, going over my history a bit, I absolutely love the theater, as in love the movie theater. I haven't seen much actual theater, but in terms of the movie theater, it is my church. I love going to the movies. It defines whatever year that I'm in. I will remember a certain year just because of having seen a film in the theater that year, especially when it comes to certain franchises. I have a lot of reference points right now for the Marvel movies. For me, this is good timing because release of a film in this series, the Terminator series. I have so many reference points for that series, the years just based on seeing that series in the theaters. That's always how I've been, just with but I think 2002, 2004, 2007. For me, that's the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. So I have reference points with that. And it's always what I see in theaters around that time. What age was I? Blah, blah, blah. Movie theater experiences are my main reference point in so many ways. It's really sucked because in recent years, I don't go to the movies that much. I remember, especially when I was in middle school and high school, going to the movies was a damn near weekly experience. It was, what's coming out this week? Gotta go see it. And, even weather conditions, they would be absolutely insane. And that didn't matter because you have to see this movie. Just gotta see it. I remember because I would always force my buddies, not force them, but I would always be the one that wanted to go see some dumb movie at midnight. And so they would just come with me because I just gave them the option. They're like, fuck it, I have nothing better to do. So one thing in particular was we braved a blizzard to see My Bloody Valentine 3D, which, in case you haven't seen it, it's not exactly the upper echelon of cinema, to say the least. We braved through the terrible blizzard to see it, and then the projector didn't work. They played the opening 3 different times, including all the trailers and shit, and everything was just off. Everything looked blurry and looked awful, and they ended up having an issue where they gave us all refunds. I went with my friends the next day. That's how much I loved going to the theater and loved the experience. Now, if it's a little bit of snow's coming, I don't think I'm going to see that this weekend. I think there's been probably a dozen different movies that this year I've been I'm going to see it. I'm going to go. Mostly horror where I'm I'm going to see Midsummer. I'm going to see Us. I'm going to see Annabelle Comes Home. Nope, didn't see any of them. Why is that? Well, I think that cell phones have a lot to do with it. People just always feel like they need to be connected and conversing with different people, and it fucking annoys the shit out of me. I think it's a combination of, obviously when you see teens doing it, it's a combination of bad parenting, but then you see older people that do it too, where it's they bust out their phones straight up in the air. Movie theater etiquette has damn near gone out the fucking window, and it is awful to see. Now, the only thing that has really saved my theatrical experiences in recent years are the luxury seating that theaters are now starting to have more so, where you can reserve your seat beforehand. Because that's another thing for me personally. I have a very specific spot that I want to be sitting in, be able to properly see the movie and not be distracted by this angle's odd, being too close to the front where you can't fully see the screen, being too far in the back where it's where it's practically like you're watching a TV, where it's in your field of vision, like so small. It's not worth it. You need to be in like a certain, if you're gonna be in the theater, I want to be in a certain spot. And so thankfully reservations has helped with that, because there's a theater that I go to called the Metrolux. It has like reclining seats, and so there's many less seats in a theater, but it also means you're not as cramped in with everyone. If you do have someone that's on their phone being obnoxious, half the time it's not even in your field of vision, versus when you're in a regular theater and someone can be 100 feet away from you and you can still see that like glow. That has helped out, but even then, people just don't have theater etiquette anymore. They don't understand of like I saw Avengers, it was either Infinity War or Endgame, I think it was Endgame, and someone had to have half the movie explained to them because apparently they hadn't seen some of the movies leading up to it. Guess what? You didn't see them, so you don't get to know why the fuck that scene is important. Not have someone tell you the whole fucking movie. I think that people are just so spoiled with shit where it's like, no. We shouldn't be succumbing to the lowest common denominator. You shouldn't be going to the theater and having something explained to you in the theater. You need to fucking do the research if you want to know these things. Watch the movies, or just don't go to the fucking theater. Honestly, for me, I think that the only thing that will get me to a theater nowadays is the worry of it being spoiled. The only stuff that I've seen, like this year, I can 100% tell you, I have seen, or shit, can I 100% tell you? It's like, I think that I haven't seen anything more than this, but you never know. From what I remember, I've seen 5 movies in theaters this year. That would be, and sadly, I've been to the theater 5 times. I've only seen 3 movies. Because I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, didn't want to have a Tarantino movie spoiled for me. Then I saw Avengers Endgame twice, and Spider-Man Far From Home twice. They're big movies that everyone just feels like they can spoil. And I guess that gets into another thing, is that with like social media, again, it's about etiquette. Theater etiquette has gone out the window in the way of spoiler too. I've been at a theater where people are coming out and they're talking about the film in spoiler detail, where it's like, oh wait, never mind. I saw Joker this past weekend, so I've been in the theater 6 times. I knew that there was one, and I literally just saw that like 5 days ago, so I should have remembered. But either way, this whole thing, people just feel like they can even spoil stuff on Facebook like right after it happens. That's a big issue with TV shows. If it premieres that night, people just think it's like open season for spoilers. It's not. Go fuck yourself if you do that. Not to be blunt, but I want to be blunt with that, because those people are the fucking worst. Hopefully there's someone that watches this video that's like, oh my god, I do those things. Well, stop. Just stop. Or don't go to the theater anymore. Because that's kind of the approach that I've started taking, which sucks because I love the theater so much, but people just can't fucking behave. So I've taken it upon myself to just not go. I would much rather see it without the distractions and the annoyances, because honestly, that's a factor too. If I have someone that's super annoying during the movie, when I watch that on Blu-ray after the fact, whatever scenes that they were annoying during, I'm gonna fucking remember that while I'm rewatching the film. So it's just gonna annoy me even more. And so I don't want to have any of those kinds of like attached feelings with this. I just want people to fucking behave. Why is that? Why is it so difficult? Why is it so difficult? Thankfully / unthankfully, because our time in between like films being released and then coming out on home video, it's gotten very, very small. The release window is anywhere between 2 and 3 months. Obviously, once you get into like the Tarantino stuff, like Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out at the end of July and it's still like not available. So obviously it's not that rule to a T, but for the most part, you can pretty much bet that it's going to be at least released digitally within 2 to 3 months, which for me personally, I can wait. I'd rather wait the 2-3 months rather than have that movie ruined for me for the rest of my life until I can forget the theatrical experience. It's just very, very frustrating. I was going to get into some more like examples, but I don't want to just rant about these things. I feel like things didn't get nearly as heated as I thought that they might during this. I've still been pretty calm with all of this. It's whatever. I've come to accept that things just aren't how I wish that they were when it comes to watching a movie in the theater. Maybe one day that'll change, and thankfully there are awesome theater chains like Alamo Drafthouse, which you're not allowed to be late. They don't let you in the fucking theater. You bring out your phone, they give you a warning, then they kick your ass out if you do it again. That's how it should be. I want the most authoritarian, like, movie theater experience possible, because people can't fucking behave unless you make them. And so if you haven't been to an Alamo Drafthouse, go check them out, because it is the best way to watch a movie. I honestly can't think of any experience that's better, because like the theaters around me that provide like a similar Alamo Drafthouse experience, they don't do the whole like keeping an eye and seeing like, oh, someone has a light up and like giving them a warning. That's one thing I wish was more prevalent because yeah, people can just be assholes, and don't be one of those people. Turn off your phone when you get in the theater. Don't chat once the movie starts. Obviously, during trailers, go for it. Go crazy. Once the movie starts, shut the fuck up. That's really all. Hope that you guys had a wonderful October and are ready for this November where it's just the lull before Christmas. But yeah, that's really all. I will see you in the next video. Hey friends, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and check out this video that YouTube thinks that you would like.